In today's lesson, we're going to talk about ratios. A ratio is basically just a comparison of two quantities. We're comparing how many stars to how many diamonds, or how many stars to how many shapes I have. And that's all it really is. It's just a comparison of quantities. From a ratio, you can divide to get a decimal or a whole number as a representation of the ratio. Um, we don't do that quite as much during sixth grade, but we can also say that a ratio is a comparison of two quantities using division. So there are three ways to write ratios that we need to work with students on. And so we can write them as a fraction, we can write it as a colon, and we can write it with the word to. So if I wanted to compare my stars to my diamonds, as a fraction, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stars. I would say stars to diamonds is 6 to 4. And no matter how I write it, I'm still going to say 6 to 4. With a colon, I would say 6 to 4 that way. And with the word to, I would say 6 to 4. And those are just the three basic ways that we can write ratios. So if you ask a student to express a ratio, they can express it in any of those forms. Now, the types of ratios we might have are part to part, where we're looking at the different items we have, part to whole, where we're looking at the items compared to how many items there are altogether, or whole to part, all of the items compared to one part of it. So if I were doing part to part, I can do stars to diamonds, as I did over here on the left, or I could do diamonds to stars. So if I said, what is the ratio of diamonds to stars? I can write 4 to 6. If I said, what is the ratio of diamonds to all of the shapes? Well, there are 4 diamonds and there are 10 shapes. So that would be 4 to 10. Or I could compare the whole to the part. So I could say, what is all of the shapes to the stars, for example? So that would be 10, I'll write it as a fraction, to 6. Okay. Now, I've found that one of the best ways to explain ratios to students is to use the for every phrase so that they kind of understand that for every 4 diamonds we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 stars. For every 6 stars we will have 4 diamonds. For every 10 shapes we have, 4 of them will be diamonds. So if we had 20 shapes, 8 of them would be diamonds. So I do like to use that phrase with them, for every, because it seems to help it sink in a little bit better to understand how the comparison works. So if we were to go ahead and make another group of stars and diamonds, that would give us 12 diamonds and 8 stars. 12 stars and 8 diamonds. All right, we're going to look at another example here, which I wanted to just cover up so we wouldn't look at it too much in the beginning. All right, so in this example, this is kind of a real life example. For every 6 shots that John took, he made 4 and he missed 2. So we have all these possible ratios we could have. For every 4 shots he made, he missed 2. So that would be the ratio of what he made to what he missed. And that ratio, made to missed, is 4 to 2. For every 6 shots he took, he made 4. So that's looking at a total. So the ratio of total, I'm just going to put total. I should just put a T for total. The total to how many he made is 6 to 4. That is a whole to part. For every 2 that he missed, he made 4. So I'm going to put MI for missed and MA for made. And that ratio, every 2 he missed, he made 4, is 2 to 4. And that again is a part to part. And the last one, for every 6 that he took, he missed 2. So I'm going to put T for took and MI for missed. The ratio of the total shots he took to how many he missed is 6 to 2. And again, there we have a whole to part. So that is just a brief overview of ratios, a comparison of quantities. We can write them 3 ways: as a fraction, a colon, or with the word to. And we can compare the part to the part to the whole, or the whole to the part. And again, that key for every, and see that's used down here a lot, for every 4 shots, for every 6 shots, so that we can see that every time we have a set of 4 or 6, he made 2 or he made 4, he missed whatever it was. So that is about it for a brief overview of ratios. Let me know if you have any questions.